One of my favorite animated television shows of all time was BoJack Horseman. And it wasn't because of how funny it was, or how relatable and abrasive the character of BoJack could be, or even how funny it was to see all these crazy scenarios being played out in animated form. But I loved BoJack Horseman because BoJack was a prime example of a character being gray. I'm a gray sort of writer myself, so it was great to see such complexity being written and displayed for all the world to stream. For those not too familiar with what gray writing is, that's okay because I'm just coining the term right now. For context, I recall being a psychology major back in college. For years, I had done my own research, written papers, and even conducted experiments, and I was able to witness firsthand good people doing bad things and bad people doing good. Of course, I could debate the reasons why by bringing up the age-old nature versus nurture debate, but that's not at all the point I'm making. The point is, I was able to come to the conclusion that overall, there aren't good people. And people aren't bad either. I've discovered that people are just people. And since people do both good and bad things, it's hard to categorize a person as either one or the other. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people's bad deeds can erase a lifetime of good deeds in a matter of seconds, while other people's good deeds can overshadow their previous transgressions. But not one person can say that they are perfect, good, and not bad. Always the protagonist, but never the antagonist. People aren't simply defined. We can't just be put in a box, pigeonholed, black or white, but instead, we're just gray. In the first season of BoJack Horseman, there was an episode called BoJack Hates the Troops. I'm pretty sure already this episode title has probably gotten some sort of reaction out of you. And in this episode, BoJack was rudely told to hand over a box of muffins that was left out in the produce section of a grocery store by some random customer while shopping. BoJack, not wanting to just give up something that was rudely demanded of him, bought and ate the muffins instead. Soon after, it's revealed that the demanding customer was actually Neil McBeal, a Navy SEAL, who still felt entitled to the muffins. The incident itself quickly escalated and led to a widely publicized TV interview focusing on BoJack's disrespect for the troops. It was during this interview when BoJack infamously and insensitively quoted that this one Navy SEAL in particular didn't specifically make America safer. And his response to all troops being heroes was, I don't agree to that. Maybe some of the troops are heroes, but not automatically. I'm sure a lot of troops are jerks. Most people are jerks already, and it's not like giving a jerk a gun and telling him it's okay to kill people suddenly turns that jerk into a hero. I remember my jaw dropping immediately after that comment was made. But soon afterwards, I really thought about what BoJack was saying. This whiny and entitled customer was indeed annoying. He was demanding. He was rude. In essence, he was a jerk. But once it was revealed that he was a Navy SEAL, all of his negative behavior was suddenly supposed to be justified. And that was the point he was making. We can't automatically excuse all of someone's bad behavior just because their profession is generally respected. And just because you served as a Navy SEAL doesn't automatically qualify you as a hero or mean you specifically made a lasting impact. And since duality does exist, it's okay to view Neil McBeal as both a good and a bad guy, or marine mammal. And so was BoJack. He made a pretty small incident bigger by being an even bigger jerk himself. And it didn't stop there. There were 5 more seasons of BoJack teeter-tottering on both sides of the spectrum, and I absolutely loved that. I don't really see myself as a writer, honestly. Just someone that enjoys telling stories about people and how complex we truly are. Like how you can be a holy man, but behind closed doors be secretly battling a sex addiction. Or about how a cop can protect the community one day, then accept bribes the next. Or how a woman can be stricken with a life-threatening illness, but treat her caregivers with disrespect instead of gratitude. Stories about people and just how complex we truly are. Because people are quite interesting if you think about it, and pretty damn hard to always predict or define. So just like the characters BoJack Horseman or Neil McBeal, many of the characters in this book can be viewed as both. Not good or bad, protagonist or antagonist, black or white, but gray. These characters have been sitting in my head for years and have only recently been given this platform to roam free. Now join me on this journey as we stop looking for obvious allies and adversaries, but discover they are both one and the same. Sit back, relax, and allow me to tell you some stories instead. T.A. Suyt, summer of 2020.